It's beautiful. I'm very proud of it. It's really exciting. It's dangerous. It's sexy. It's very John Wick.
Looks like you already have.
It was really cool after John Wick 4 to have the opportunity to put the suit back on.
This is his happy place. This is what he likes to do. He loves rehearsing. He loves martial arts. He's the best.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We've got quite a stack of sources here today looking into the making of a film that's stepping into a really beloved action universe.
Yeah, we're diving into Ballerina, a John Wick story. It's the spin-off everyone's talking about, starring Ana de Armas, but also, featuring Keanu Reeves as John Wick.
And this material, it really gives us a great look behind the scenes, doesn't it? Like how the whole idea started, the casting, the absolutely wild training involved.
And the production challenges they hit, how they expanded the world. Basically how this whole explosive thing got made.
So our mission today is to sort of walk through these sources with you, pull out the key insights, the really interesting bits about bringing Eve McCarter's story to screen.
Exactly. Guiding you through what the sources tell us makes this project tick.
Sounds like quite the ride. Intense training, really creative action, unexpected problems, and digging deeper into that John Wick mythology we all enjoy.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so first things first, where does Ballerina actually fit? In the timeline, I mean. It's a spin-off, but when is it happening?
Right, so it's technically the 5th film in the whole franchise, but it's cleverly slotted between John Wick 3 Parabellum and Chapter 4.
Okay, so it's not after the events of 4, it's running alongside or just after 3?
Precisely. It's not dealing with John's fate from the end of 4. Instead, it introduces us properly to Eve McCarro, played by Ana de Armas.
And she's this ballerina, but also training to be, a lethal assassin. And she's part of the Ruska Roma, which, the sources say, is the same group John Wick came from.
That's the link. The Ruska Roma, this powerful crime group hidden inside a ballet company, part of that whole high table structure. It's where John has roots.
And wasn't Eve the character actually in Parabellum for a second?
She was, yeah. Just a quick glimpse, played by a different actor, a dancer named Unity Phelan, sort of setting the stage, planting the seed for this movie.
Okay, here's something I found really interesting in the sources. The script itself. It didn't start as a John Wick story.
No, not at all. It began as what they call a spec script back in 2017, written by Shay Hatton. One of those scripts written on speculation, hoping someone buys it.
Right.
And Hatton was apparently just inspired by the trailer for John Wick 2. He wrote this standalone action film about a ballerina assassin out for revenge. Totally separate, initially.
Wow. Okay. So the John Wick team saw the potential in that idea and then brought it into their world.
Exactly. They loved the core concept and worked to weave it into the John Wick universe. Some ideas from Hatton's original script were even, put into Parabellum after the fact to set up Eve's story better.
That's smart planning.
Yeah. And then Len Wiseman, who did the Underworld movies, came on board to direct around October 2019.
Okay, so concept locked, woven into the lore, now the lead. Finding the right Eve McCarro must have been critical.
Oh, absolutely. And the sources are pretty clear. Ana de Armas was the perfect pick. She'd already shown she could handle big action roles, No Time to Die, The Gray Man.
Yeah, she's got that presence.
She has that mix, right? Vulnerability, but also real intensity.
And she sounded genuinely excited about it. There was that quote, wasn't there? Calling it thrilling, dangerous, sexy. It's very John Wick.
It's beautiful. I'm very proud of it. It's really exciting. It's dangerous. It's sexy. It's very John Wick.
Yeah, you can tell she was passionate about it. Her
Yeah.
potential as an action lead just made her a natural fit. But, the other huge news was Keanu Reeves coming back.
Right. That got everyone buzzing, especially, after Chapter 4. And the sources say Anna herself was actually key in getting him involved.
That's a fascinating detail from producer Basil Iwanek. Apparently, Anna and Keanu had worked together before on Knock Knock and Exposed.
Oh, yeah.
And that existing chemistry, that respect they had for each other. Iwanek said that was a big part of why Keanu agreed. He wanted to work with her again.
That really adds something, knowing that behind-the-scenes connection. And Keanu seems to have huge respect for her, too.
Totally. He praised her action skills, but also her emotional depth, saying she's emotionally brave in her choices. And the sources really hype up their scenes together, especially this big fight scene between them. It's positioned as a major moment.
Okay, speaking of fights, the training. John Wick films means serious physical commitment. Sounds like Ballerina was maybe even tougher for Anna.
She literally called it the most physical and challenging thing she's ever done, which is saying something.
I bet.
It was like 3 or 4 months of non-stop grueling training. Weapons, different martial arts styles, plus keeping up the ballet training.
That blend. Ballet grace and flexibility with brutal combat. It sounds incredibly hard, but visually must be pretty unique for Eve's style.
Anna actually mentioned that. She said mixing the ballet moves with the fighting felt very creative and fun, so it sounds like the choreography really leans into that contrast.
We even saw a bit of that, right? There was footage released showing her and Keanu rehearsing a fight.
Yes, and her fight double, Cara Marie Cooljean, dropped an interesting tidbit. That specific fight, Anna versus Keanu, was one of the first big action scenes they filmed.
Whoa. Talk about throwing her in at the deep end. Right up against Keanu early on. That sets a high bar.
Doesn't it? Shows a lot of confidence, though. And apparently both of them were total perfectionists on set. Always doing takes over to get the action just right.
You need that dedication for this kind of intricate stuff.
Anna even told this story on Fallon about watching Keanu just throwing himself into these crazy stunts during their fight, rolling, throwing her, and she was like, okay, I can't complain about being bruised anymore.
That's dedication.
And the payoff, according to the sources, is this really raw, dynamic clash between them. It's not just cool moves, it's got emotion, and it keeps that close-quarters gun-fu style the series is famous for.
This is his happy place. This is what he likes to do. He loves rehearsing. He loves, like, martial arts. Like, he's the best.
Beyond the actors, the world itself is always a star in these films. Where did they shoot Ballerina? Where did they build this corner of the universe?
Mostly Prague, in the Czech Republic. They started filming there back in November 2022.
Prague makes sense. It's got that look, right? Beautiful, but also kind of gritty.
Totally. And Ballerina isn't just using the locations, it's actively expanding the lore, diving deeper into the Ruska Roma.
Okay, let's talk pure action. For a lot of fans, that's the main event in a John Wick movie. How's the action described in Ballerina?
The descriptions are intense. Pure John Wick is the phrase used: brutal, balletic, totally over-the-top creative.
A bar.
And early buzz, stuff mentioned on Rotten Tomatoes, sounds really positive, like absolute mayhem start to finish, and kills that rival the best John Wick films.
Rival the best. Wow, that's serious praise. The kill creativity is always a highlight. Any specific examples leaking out?
Oh yeah. The sources mentioned things like smashing plates being used as weapons, turning figure skates into nunchucks.
Figure skates into nunchucks. Okay, that sounds perfectly John Wick.
Right, and apparently some very creative grenade usage that, pushes the envelope even for this series.
Any idea of the scale, like the body count?
There's a little hint from producer Erica Lee. She mentioned Eve kills almost as many people as John Wick did in the first movie.
Okay, so expect a lot of action. And the choreography team is the same, 8711.
Yep, the masters at 8711 Entertainment crafted the fights. The challenge, sources say, was blending Anna's physique and ballet background with Keanu's established style, all while keeping that gun-fu signature sharp.
We mentioned the reshoots, but there was also a pretty big release date delay, right?
Yeah, that was notable. It was originally meant to come out June 2024, but got pushed a whole year to June 6th, 2025.
A full year. What was the official reason for that significant push?
The sources are pretty consistent on this.
Yeah.
The delay was specifically so Chad Stahelski could work directly with Len Wiseman on adding more substantial action sequences.
So it wasn't just tweaking, it was like, we need more and we need Stahelski involved to really nail it.
That's definitely the implication. These reshoots apparently took 2 to 3 months. Big chunks of action were refilmed. Some sources mentioned Budapest as a location.
Wow.
And Norman Reedus, for example, reportedly flew all the way from Japan just to shoot new fight scenes that were added during this phase.
That is a serious commitment to bulking up the action late in the game. Looking at the bigger picture, Ballerina feels like it's meant to be more than just a side story.
Definitely. It's being talked about as a bold expansion of the universe. If they can launch a new lead character this successfully, it shows the world can sustain stories beyond just John Wick.
But it does it while staying connected to the roots, right?
Absolutely. Having people like Angelica Houston back as the director, another key figure, and Lance Reddick's final performance as Charon. It keeps Eve's story firmly planted in the world fans recognize.
And it sounds like fans are ready for it. The social media buzz is strong.
Yeah, platforms like X, you see a lot of excitement. People really reacted positively to that training footage, seeing Anna and Keanu working together so seamlessly.
So if Ballerina lands well, this could really open the floodgates for more.
That seems to be the hope. There's already talk about a Kane movie with Donnie Yen.
Right.
And who knows, maybe even that long-rumored John Wick. Chapter 5 isn't totally off the table someday, despite Chapter 4's ending.
The world certainly seems rich enough for it.
Like Keanu said himself, the whole point of Ballerina is expanding the story and exploring new characters. And all the sources suggest it's doing that, while staying true to that brutal, elegant core of the John Wick franchise.
So we've really dug through it all here, Ballerina's journey, from this standalone idea to a huge part of the John Wick world. We've hit the intense training, the creative action, the production hurdles, the passion behind it all.
Yeah, Ana de Armas really stepping up as this major action star, and Keanu's presence just reminding us why John Wick is such an icon.
It honestly sounds like Ballerina is going to be essential viewing when it lands on June 6, 2025, for longtime fans, for newcomers. This mix of action and artistry sounds really compelling, and it really underscores the sheer dedication involved, not just from the actors, but the characters surviving in that world.
It does, and maybe that leaves you with something to chew on. Thinking about the incredible physical punishment, the constant danger these characters like Eve face, born or dragged into this high-table underworld, the emotional cost of revenge or just survival, what do you think is the real price they pay for being part of that world?